About 4 minutes, guys, till race number 1, 21.5 buggy. You guys are up in 4 minutes. Modified buggy, you guys are going to be out to Marshall. I'm going to need some volunteers throughout the night. I know that we got some back-to-backs and all that good stuff. And 2 of my modified buggy guys are currently in a drive-through food line, stuck. So they might not make it here in the next 3 minutes and 35 seconds. So I'm going to need some volunteers here and there. Thank you. All right, 21.5 buggy guys, start making your way out here. I need Chesney, Dan Nickel, Antonio Noble, Chris Kern, and Brandon DeLacy. I'll also take my modified buggy guys, and I will take a couple volunteer marshals, some of you stock guys who are ready to go. Perfect timing. Still going to need a volunteer or 2 throughout the duration of the evening. But 21.5 spec buggy, you guys are up. Modified buggy, you guys are out to Marshall. 21.5 guys, start making your way out. Modified buggy guys, plus a volunteer or two. Maybe a pendejo volunteer. Okay. All right, you guys go ahead, roll them around, check them in. Gavin, you want to take the, you can take the top of the thing right here. Aiden, you want to go take the number 2 position in the sweeper over there? In front of me. All right, everybody is checked in. Let's bring them to start us straight away here. The order in this one going to be Mike Chesney going to lead us out. Dan Nickel, Antonio Noble, Chris Kern, and Brandon DeLacy. DeLacy got arguably the best looking car on the track right now. Huh? No, no. All right, I'll call you by name. Chesney, Dan Nickel, Antonio Noble, Chris Kern, and Brandon DeLacy. All right, we are off and rolling here. A little bit of 21.5 Tuesday Night Worlds at Trackside. Lap number 1 going to go to Chris Kern, 16.7. Antonio Noble, 16.9. 17s for the rest of the field. These guys getting in the groove. Everybody on an 18-lap run and opening up. All right, about 1 minute and 4 minutes to go. It's Mike Chesney to the point now. 16.6 across the line. Hot lap of the race early on. Lap number 3. Noble down to the 2. Chris Kern in the 3. Then we got Nickel and DeLacy. Top 4 drivers on 18-lap runs. Brandon on 17 and a 5.09. 3:40 to go in this one. Fast lap last time by from Dan. 17 flat. Noble back to the point. Separation 9/100ths up front. Antonio Noble and Mike Chesney. Antonio in that dark blue. A little bit of red in there working in front of me. Chesney in the orange and white coming down the front straight. 3:15 to go. 17 flat. Last time by for Chesney. It's 1/10 separation up front. Noble across the line. 17.6. So Chesney takes over that top spot. 3:05 to go. Second place car behind Dan Nickel on track. It's now Chesney, Noble, Nickel, Kern, and DeLacy. Top 4 drivers on 18-lap runs. 18 and a 5.07 for Chesney, 09 for Noble, 18 and a 5.14 for Chris Kern, 5.15 for Dan Nickel. Separation there, just 1 second. Brandon DeLacy up to an 18-lap run now. Hot lap of the race from the purple and blue. 16.3 last time by across the line for DeLacy. Getting that buggy figured out. About 2:20 to go in this one. Noble back to the front. Separation half a second. Him and Chesney. Dan Nickel only 7/10 off that lead battle, and Chris Kern another 7/10 off of that. 2:10 to go. DeLacy creeping in, another 16-second lap there. So he's only 1.7 off the number 4 driver of Chris Kern. DeLacy currently going over the kicker right now. X-Ray Rent-A-Ride, 1:55 to go. Noble out front, working in front of me. Blue and red. 18.511 for the top two drivers. The separation's 1/10. Noble and Chesney. Last time by for Chesney, 16.9. Antonio with a 17.7. Chesney back to the front. 1:35 to go. P3, Dan Nickel going for a quick little turnaround there. He only had about a 1 second margin on DeLacy. DeLacy up to that 4 spot now. Kern down to the 5. 1:25 to go. Noble line, 17.4. It's 1/10 up front. Chesney hanging on to the top spot. 1:15 to go. Here comes Chesney across the loop. 16.9 when it counts. Chesney laying on some laps here. 4/10 the separation up front. Noble answers with a 17.2. 4 down, 1 to go. DeLacy up to the 3 spot now. Oh, man, commentators cursed. DeLacy turns in just a bit early there. 50 seconds to go. Watch it in front of me. Stay close to the pipe. Close to the pipe in front of me. Clear now. 35 seconds to go. Noble throwing down 16.9. Takes over the top spot from Chesney. 2/10 of separation up front. These guys have been duking it out every lap. Oh, man, Chesney getting stuck after that short shoot. 10 seconds to go. That could be the nail in the coffin here for Chesney. 4/10 of separation up front. Keep going, keep going. Everybody's still alive. Keep going. Dan Nickel is done. Chris Kern is done. Waiting on a few more. Here comes Noble, Chesney, and DeLacy. Done, done, and done. Antonio Noble going to take that one. 18 and a 5.10. 5.16 for Mike Chesney. 17 and a 5.04 for Dan Nickel. 5.09 for DeLacy. 16 and a 5 flat for Chris Kern. We'll get the guys from the last race spread out to Marshall. I'll take a volunteer. That right there's fine. Just watch your head on the TV if you run towards the straightaway. I've ran into that TV before. Oh, man, we're going to need a new mic cord up in here pretty soon. Yep. Oh. Yeah, she's getting a little tattered. All right, guys, go ahead, roll them around, check them in. Easy on the warm-up, watching a short shoot. Whew. All right, everybody is checked in. This one is going to be Jamie Taves. Oh. A little mic feedback here with the... Huh? Can you hear me? It's cutting in and out. The order in this one is going to be... Oh. We got... hard there. Test, test. Yeah. Yeah, Aiden Horn is here. He's here testing some stuff with Chase and excited to race him tonight. Yeah. Yeah, he's putzing around and he's probably, I think, one of the, testing here. I think he's kind of just going around and testing. I don't know. Chase is like, oh, Aiden. At first it was Aiden and Tom are going to come here and test, and then it just turned into just Aiden. All right, guys, the heats are posted. They are on the magnetic board. If you need a little bit more time, just let me know. Testes, 1, 2. Testes, 1, 2. Test, 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 test. 1, 2. Testes, 1, 2. Testes, 1, 2. About 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes rather, to race number 1, 21.5 Spec Buggy in 3.5 minutes. All right, 21.5 Buggy guys, slowly start making your way out to the track. You got about 30 seconds to race number 1. Modified Buggy guys, plus I'll take a volunteer or 2. You guys are out to marshal. This thing is spicy loud. So race number 1, you guys are up. Antonio Noble, Mike Chesney, Dan Nickel, Brandon DeLacy, and Chris Kern. Marshals are going to be my modified buggy guys, Aiden Horn, Chase Lemieux, Ryan Thierfelder, Gavin Miller, and a volunteer or 2. I would appreciate it. Testes, 1, 2, testes, 1, 2. Testes, 1, 2. All right, modified buggy guys, start making your way out here to Marshall. Let's get that track blown off. 21.5 guys are ready to roll. All right, 21.5 buggy guys making their way to the driver's stand right now. Race number 1. Could use another volunteer or two. Gavin, why don't you slide over and take both those corners? And Lee, can you go in the sweeper for me? And the number 2 spot? Awesome. All right, you guys roll them around, check them in. I would take one more volunteer marshal by the number 1 blower position. 21.5 buggy, go ahead, roll them around, check them in. Thank you, June. You are the man. All right, the order in this one going to be Antonio Noble, Mike Chesney, Dan Nickel, Brandon DeLacy, and Chris Kern. Thank you, Chase. All right, guys, I'm going to call you by name. Antonio Noble, Mike Chesney, Brandon DeLacy, and Chris Kern. All right, we are off and rolling here. Round number 2. 21.5 buggy going to start us off. Antonio Noble, the first one to complete lap 1, 18-1 across the line. Brandon DeLacy, 17-7. Chris Kern, 17-6. So lap 1 going to go to Kern and DeLacy. These guys cycling around for their second laps. Kern across the line, 17-5. Antonio Noble, 17-4. Then we got Chesney, Nickel, and DeLacy. Watching the platform. Clear now. Your leader working across the line. 19 flat last time by. Going to drop him down to the 3rd spot. Antonio Noble taking over the number 1 position. 3:45 to go. 17.5 flat. Scratch that. Chesney to the point now. 17.5, 01 for him. 06 for Noble. 17.5, 07 for Kern. So top 3 guys separated by about 1 second right now. DeLacy in that 4 spot. 16.7 last time by across the line. Nickel in the 5. 3:25 to go. Leader working through onto the straightaway right now. Across the line is Chesney, 17-1. 18.5, 16 is his pace. Chris Kern throws down best lap of the race last time by 16.6. Takes over that top spot. 0.2 over Chesney. Watching in front of me go wide in a triple. Clear now. Kern going to try and stretch it out. Comes up just a bit short there. 2:20 and 2:40 to go in this one. Chesney back to the front, 18.5, 16 for him, 5:17 for Noble. Separation, 0.2 up front. DeLacy in the 3, Kern and Nickel. Now it's Noble at the point. All these guys shuffling around. Dan Nickel jumps to the 3 spot. DeLacy takes it right back. 2:20 to go. Leader working down the line. Last time 17-4. Going to back it up with a 17-9. 18.5. 17 is his pace. Turns in just a bit early on that pie corner. Chesney throwing down 16-7. 1 second separation up front between Noble and Chesney. DeLacy throws down a 16-6 and Kern with a 16-4. So all these guys starting to feel the flow here with 2 minutes to go. $1:45 to go in this one. DeLacy out front. 17.5 flat is his pace. He's got 0.7 on Chesney. DeLacy, up on his lid. No marshal needed there. Gonna lose a couple tenths. And he does. Now it's Chris Kern to the point. 1:30 to go. 0.2 up front. DeLacy and Kern. DeLacy back to the front. Kern with a rough lap. All these guys shuffling around. DeLacy hanging on to the top spot for this lap. 17.5, 02 for him. 03 for Chesney. 05 for Noble and Kern. 17.5, 09 for Dan Nickel with 1:10 to go. DeLacy comes across the line, 16-1. Leader is that purple, blue and white. Arguably the best looking buggy on the track. 16.8 across the line, 18 and a 5, 16 is the pace. 55 seconds to go. Leader is in front of me. DeLacy now separated 3.1 to Noble in that 2 spot. Noble throwing down 16.8 though, closes that gap just a bit. DeLacy answered with a 16.5. Tight to the pipe after that short shoot. Leader working across the line here. Last time 16.5, going to back it up. New hot lap of the race. Brandon DeLacy, 15.9. 20 seconds to go. Kern throwing down 16.2, so it's DeLacy and Kern up front. Noble in that 3 spot. Chesney and Nickel. 16.5 across the line for DeLacy. 9 seconds to go. Getting a little crossed up in the pie corner. Hangs on. Oh, man, DeLacy getting caught up on the last lap there. Antonio Noble, you are done. Mike Chesney is done. Keep going, Brandon. Keep going, Brandon. Dan Nickel is done. Chris Kern done. Just waiting on one more racing behind you, Chesney. Just keep her rolling there. Yeah, perfect. And that's it, all in, all done. Brandon DeLacy going to take that run. 18 and a 5.15, good enough to put him second overall. Antonio Noble going to take home the number 2, 17 and a 5 flat. 0.3 for Chesney, 0.3 for Kern. Separation there, 3/10. 17 and a 5.09 for Dan Nickel. I need all those guys from the last race out to Marshall. I will take a volunteer or two. Anybody who wants to loan 5 minutes to the cause. Hold the cars. Let's get the track blown off here. Please control your children. If you have young children around the track, please make sure they are within your control. Remember that one day the kids were going crazy? And you were like, hey, if you got some kids running around like animals, you should reel them in. All right, stock buggy. Go ahead, roll them around, check them in. Nice and easy through that sweeper. We don't want to take out Chesney's precious shins. I took a buggy to the shin last week. Shout out Travis Mashinsky if you are watching. It still kind of hurts. You should be expecting a letter in the mail. All right, stock buggy. The order in this one going to be Chris Garay going to lead us out. Villaroos, Dake, Didi, and Tennies. Should have an ample amount of marshals. Dan, you want to kind of just stand by the Packer and then just have a little bit, yeah, a little chameleon vision over there. All right, guys, I'm going to call you by name. Chris. June, Leo, Talon, and JT. All right, nice and easy. Current TQ in this one is 19 and a 5.08, held by Chris Garay. Nice and easy, nice and easy. .45 seconds into this one. Chris Garay out front early on. Villaroos, Tennies, Dake, and Didi. 15-1 across the line for Garay. Garay in that pink, white, and teal. Here comes our leader across the line. It's another 15-1. Chris Garay. Been here for months. Dialing that buggy setup in. He's got that buggy dialed down to the millimeter. 3:40 to go. It's another 15-1 across the line for Garay. The last 4 laps have been 15-1. Watch going into lumps. Good marshal in there from DeLacy. So 3:20 to go in this one. Garay out front 20 and a 5:06, looking to reset the TQ. Tenney's up to that 2 spot, 19 and a 5:05 for him, 5:08 for Villaruz, 19 and a 5:14 for Talendidi. Leo Dake just out there having some fun. You're having some fun. Scratch that. Hot lap, rather, for Chris Garay, 14-9. The hot lap of the race, though, going to go to Leonard Dake, 14-7. That all great. Dake working in front of me. 2:40 to go. Leader down the straightaway. Second place, cross the line now. Oh, rough lap for Tenney's going to drop him from the 2 to the 4. So now it's halfway down, halfway to go. Garay, Villaruz, Didi, Tenney's, and Dake. Garay all alone on that 20-lap run. 19s for Villaruz, Tenney's, and Didi. Dake on a fast 18 right now with 2:15 to go. All these guys grouping up. Working that kicker section right now. Our leader getting caught up in the mix just a bit. Gives Tenney's a little bump. Watch it after the kicker. Oh, that was awesome. So is that. Work together. $1:35 to go in this one. Race number 2, stock buggy on the track right now. Garay in control, 19 and a 5:02, but Tenney's is closing the gap. 15-7 last time by for Garay, 15-5 for Tenney's. 2.5 second separation up front. We are in TQ territory right now. Watching the platform. Oh, man, Tenney's getting caught up. Oh, double caught up. Just caught the wheel of Leonard there. 1:10 to go. Garay hangs onto the top spot, 19:02, 09 for Villaruz, 19 and a 5:11 for Tenney's, 5:13 for Didi, 17 and a 5:10 for Leo Dake with 55 seconds to go. Watching in front of me, clear now. Leader working across the line. He's got to keep it clean. 19 and a 5 flat is his pace. Villaruz and Tenney's, though, both on 19 and a 5:09. TQ currently 19 and a 5:08. So Chris Garay got to keep it extra smooth here for the next 30 seconds. Watch it after the pie corner, after pie corner. Clear now. Oh, Garay gets it wrong. That could change it up a bit. We're going to check it across the line. Garay down to a 19 and a 5:03. One more error, and Villaruz will be your top qualifier. 3 seconds to go. Watching the lumps. Clear now. Keep going until I call your name. Chris Garay done. Racing in front of you. Everybody else keep going. Chris Garay is the only one done. Leo Dake is now done. Villaruz, you are done. Waiting on 2 more. Waiting on Didi. There he is. Hot lap on the last lap, 15-4. And Tenney's all in, all done. Chris Garay going to take that one, resetting the TQ and his best run. 19 and a 5:03. 5:08 for Villaruz, his best run. 19 and a 5:10 for Talendidi. Welcome to the 19 lap club. Jamie Tenney's welcome to the 19 lap club. Leo Dake, 17 and a 5:05. What? Oh, they're worn out or what? Dad, I think Dad ran them and he did way better.
Oh, but they're my worn out. Like,
They're like clappy.
Dude, that's why Craig.
How long does it take for them to get clappy? We got like 15 runs on them. Granted, 13 of them are like 21.5, but. All right. Need you guys from the last race out to Marshall. Modified buggy. You guys are up. Antonio Noble making his way out here, throwing the body on now. You guys can go ahead and do some laps. Make sure you take caution in the sweeper. And then when you've completed your warm-up laps, please pull off in a safe location. I need everybody from the last race out to Marshall. Talon's there. Chris, why don't you take this bucket and my dad's going to take the sweeper. I mean, I would take you on the triple bucket right here, Lee. The blue bucket facing the triple. All right, everybody is warmed up, checked in. Dad, you got the sweeper. The order in this one is going to be Aiden Horn going to lead us out, Chase Lemieux, Ryan Thierfelder, Gavin Miller, and Antonio Noble. Hey, get his phone number. All right, guys. Modified two-wheel drive buggy. I'm going to call you by name. Aiden. Chase. Ryan. Gavin. And Mr. Noble. These guys cycling around for lap number one. Horn and Lemieux throwing down 13-second laps on the first one. 13.6 for Horn, 13.8 for Lemieux. Horn going to back it up, 13.5. 13.5 for Lemieux as well. We got 1/10 up front after 2 laps in the books here. These guys are coming, and they're coming quick. So if you see them come, get a little bit of room. Second place car on you, Antonio. Thank you. Lemieux takes over the point last time by. It's 1/100th between him and Horn. Good patience there from Gavin Miller. Eventually you will have second place on you, Gavin. 1 down, 4 to go. Lemieux across the line, 13.6. Horn, 13.7. Oh, man. Chase getting caught up with Gavin just a little bit. He only had 1/10 to play with here. That should move Horn to the point. And it does. Aiden Horn takes over the top spot. Margin 1.6 over Lemieux. Thierfelder in that 3 spot. Miller and Noble. Top 2 guys on 22 lap runs. Thierfelder on a 20. Gavin 18. Antonio Noble on a 17. Leader is on Antonio. Excellent driving there. Leader will be coming up on Ryan Thierfelder if and when. 3:25 to go. Lemieux resets his hot lap. 13.5 last time by. Horn with a 13.6. Watching a triple go wide, wide, wide. Clear now. Pull it, pull it. Oh, never mind. Watch it in the lumps. Second place coming up on you, Ryan. 1:55 and 3:05 to go. Horn out front, working in front of me. 13.8 across the line to previous. Lemieux with a 13.6. Second place car is coming up on Gavin Miller. Excellent. 2:50 to go in this one. Leader working that kicker section right now. A little whip for the fans. Up and down onto a straightaway across the line. It's a 13.7. 22 and a 5:01 is the pace. We're looking to reset the TQ right now. Lemieux with a 13.6 turns in just a bit early on that pie corner. Marshall doing what he can. New hot lap of the race. Aiden Horn 13.5. Last time by across the line. 22 and a 5 flat now. Lemieux hangs on to that 2 spot. Thierfelder in a 3 on a 20 lap pace. Miller on 18. Noble on 18. Now it's Noble Miller. 2:10 to go. Leader working that triple right now. Last time by 15.1. Chase with a 14.0. Oh, watch it on the platform. These guys getting caught up. Clear now. 1:50 to go. Horn, Lemieux, Thierfelder, Noble, and Miller. Watching that triple. Stay close to the pipe. Clear. Watching in front of the triple. Clear now. $1:30 to go in this one. Horn across the line, 14.0. Lemieux last time by 14.4. Separation now. 9 seconds up front. 1:20 to go. Thierfelder in the 3. Noble and Miller. Antonio Noble doing his best lap last time by. It was a 16.0. Thierfelder back in the hunt here. 1:05 to go. Leader working the triple right now in front of me. B7 ride. Pro line rubber. Horn across the line. 13.9. 40 seconds to go. Second place car across the line. 13.7. Separation 7.9 seconds up front between Horn and Lemieux. Thierfelder in that 3 spot still. Noble and Miller. 25 seconds to go. Watch going into the short chute. Clear. Time about to expire here. Watching a triple go wide. Clear now. Lemieux is done. Horn done. Everybody else still going. Just waiting on Gavin and Antonio Noble. Noble is done. Here comes Gavin in that pink, white, and blue. And that's it, all in, all done. Aiden Horn going to take that one, reset in a TQ, 22 and a 5:04. Lemieux, 21 and a 5:01. 18 and a 5:03 for Thierfelder. 5:14 for Noble. 17 and a 5:22 for Gavin Miller. All right, guys, I'll get the main set up here. All right, guys, the heat sheets will be coming off the printer here momentarily. Main sheets, whatever you want to call them. It's going to be the same race order. And surprise, surprise, I'm going to need some volunteer marshals. Please and thank you. I will throw the timer on the screen. If you need more time, just let me know. All right, guys, timer is on the screen. Got about 18 and a half minutes until the final round. It will be the same race order. I believe Ryan Thierfelder has already hung up the heat sheets. Thank you. And shout out to those guys we got watching online. Jason Lee, Big Sherm. Glad you guys are tuned in. Don't forget, guys, we will be out of town this weekend, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we will be closed. We're all going to be up at Plymouth at the Midwest Nats at Compass RC, so we urge you to come check it out. We'll be practicing Friday, racing Saturday, and main events on Sunday. So if you guys got some free time, want to make a little journey with the fam, come on up to Compass RC. Check out some of the best guys in the Midwest. Run an A-scale electric nitro buggy, truggy, all that good stuff. About 4 minutes, guys. About 4 minutes. If you need a little more time, please let me know. It will be the same race order. So 21.5 buggy, you guys are going to be up first. Stock buggy race number 2, and modified two-wheel drive buggy is going to be race number 3. I would appreciate volunteer marshals throughout the duration of these 3 races. Please and thank you. All right, 21.5 buggy. If you guys are ready, you guys are up. Modified two-wheel drive buggy, you guys are out to Marshall. I could use a volunteer or 2. Please and thank you. Let's get that track blown off. So out to race, I need Antonio Noble, Brandon DeLacy, Mike Chesney, Chris Kern, and Dan Nickel. Out to Marshall, I am going to need Chase Lemieux, Aiden Horn, Ryan Thierfelder, and Gavin Miller. I will also take at least 2 volunteers. That would be wonderful. If any of you stock buggy guys are ready to go. Keep this program a-rolling. We have to get done at a reasonable hour. We all know my good friend Adam Grotz turns into a pumpkin at 9:30 p.m. So please make sure you rectify your tab before then. All right, you guys could start making your way to the stand. We'll get the rest of my modified buggy marshals out here. We could use a volunteer or 2. Thank you. Gavin, you want to take the sweeper? That'd be awesome. Could use one more volunteer marshal by the number 1 position, perhaps Jose Garay. All right, 21.5 guys. You go ahead and roll them around, check them in. Yeah, just go right by the Packer, and then you just kind of, you watch a little bit of both. All right, guys, let's grid them up here. Antonio Noble going to be on the 1. You're going to be right before the start of the corner. Brandon DeLacy on the 2. Mike Chesney on the 3. Chris Kern on the 4. Dan Nickel on the 5. These guys know how to do it. All right, let's have a nice, easy start. Take it slow in the first lap here. Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's go racing. 21.5 Spec Buggy A-Main on the sound of the tone. Easy, easy, easy. Work together. No need to force anything crazy on lap 1. Good patience there. It's a long race. No need to try and win it in the first corner. DeLacy tries to go inside on the first corner. Somehow makes it stick on Noble. Gives him a little bump. Either of these guys crashing. Roll on. 1 and 2 separating just a bit. Kern, Chesney, and Nickel having a battle for that 3 spot, working through the short chute. Leaders over the kicker. DeLacy out front in that blue and purple rent-to-ride on the wrong side of the pipe. Drove it right past the Marshall. Going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4 spots there. 4:20 to go. Long race left to go in this one. Antonio Noble out front now. Chris Kern up to the 2. Chesney in the 3. DeLacy and Nickel. Leader working his way on the straightaway now. Cross the line with a 16.9. Here comes Kern in that 2 spot. Kern, 16.6. 3.5 is separation up front, just a couple corners here. Leader working into the lumps. Second place over the kicker. Here comes 3rd, 4th, and 5th through the triple section right now. DeLacy leading those guys out. Little 50-50 grind off the pipe there. DeLacy playing dangerous with that kicker section. 3:40 to go. Leader working through the lumps. Little quick bobble there. 16.6 last time by. Kern with a 16.5. Kern on the wrong side of the pipe. Noble breathing a little sigh of relief. 3:30 to go in this one. The battle is for that number 3 spot. Scratch that. The battle's shaping up for the number 2. Kern in that 2 spot working in front of me. Dan Nickel in the 3 directly behind him on track. Then we got DeLacy and Chesney. 3:10 to go. Chesney on his lid. Kern a little kiss of the pipe there. Nickel closing the gap. Battle for the 2 spot working through the short chute. That flow red, yellow, teal, and the green and white. Down the platform onto the straightaway, 2:50 to go. Kern 16.8, 17.3 from Nickel. Kern inching away just a bit. Third place still DeLacy. DeLacy throwing down 16.7 last time by, his best lap of the race. Halfway down, halfway to go. Nickel on the wrong side of the pipe. DeLacy trying to make a move. Nickel turns in early. So Antonio Noble out front just cruising around. Chris Kern in that 2 spot. Kern going through the lumps. DeLacy back up to the 3. Nickel and Chesney. Straightaway separation between Kern and DeLacy. DeLacy throws down hot lap of the race last time by 16.3. Kern turns in a bit early. Marshall doing what he can. Kern going to lose 2 spots possibly. And he does. 3 down, 2 to go. DeLacy up to that 2 spot, working in front of me, purple and blue. 3rd spot, Dan Nickel in the white and green. Kern in that teal and yellow. 1:40 to go. Noble, DeLacy, Nickel, Kern, and Chesney. Leader working that kicker section right now. He's got the 3rd place driver directly in front of him on track, just cruising around. Noble trying to make 0 errors here. 1:15 on the clock. Closest battle on the track, probably DeLacy and Dan Nickel. DeLacy working in front of me. Dan Nickel working out of that short chute. 55 seconds to go. Little hit off the trackside wall for Brandon. .40 to go in this one. Watching in front of me, triple. Go wide in the triple. Clear now. So DeLacy on his lid. Dan Nickel going to get by. Antonio Noble, that is 2nd place directly in front of you, now behind you. So just cruising around. 15 seconds to go. DeLacy doing a little bobble there. Kern starting to reel him in. Battle for the number 3 spot, working across the line. This will be the final lap here. Kern closing that gap. DeLacy trying to keep it tight to the pipe. DeLacy a little wide on the kicker. Kern reeling him in. Through the lumps. Different lines. Perfect line for Kern. A little like questionable on the exit there. DeLacy going to hang on. And that's it, all in, all done. Marshals on your blowers, please. Antonio Noble going to take that one tonight. Dan Nickel going to bring home the number 2 spot. Brandon DeLacy, 3. And that rent-a-ride, smooth driving there from DeLacy. Kern in the 4, and Mike Chesney in the 5. Need everybody from that last race out to Marshall. I could use a volunteer or 2. Help us out, get through these last 2 races here. Marshals, go ahead and spread out. Here comes JT. Chesney, I know you just walked all the way over there, but would you actually want to take the top of the platform instead? And Antonio, you just kind of keep your eye on both of those. Dan Nickel, you want to spin around for me and watch the triple? Awesome. All right, you guys go ahead, roll them around, check them in. Stock buggy race number 2. Chris Gray was your top qualifier tonight. Hundreds of hours of research into that setup. Chris Gray is a scientist. Go ahead and grid him up. Chris Gray on the number 1. June Villaruz on the number 2. Talon Didi on the 3. Tenny's on the 4. Leo Dake on the 5. All right, guys. Marshall's Look Alive drivers. This is a stock buggy. A-main. We're going to have a little fun. We're going to do some racing on the sound of the tone. Easy, easy, easy on the first lap. A lot of give, a lot of take. Go, go, go. Long race to go. Gray going to lead us out. Tenny's in the 2. Dake, Didi, and Villaruz. All these guys still on the same lap. 4:30 to go in this one. Leader in that teal, pink and white, through the short chute. 15.5 last time by. 15.7 for Tenny's in that yellow, black, and white. Battle for the 3 spot. Working in front of me. Dake in the all gray. Didi in the yellow and blue. Didi trying to go over the top. Not enough there. These guys going through the lumps. Didi a little crossed up. Hangs on. 3 and 4 across the line. Into the short chute now. Gray turns in early. Tenny's gets caught up on the lumps. So 1 and 2 working at double section right now. A little break to 3 and 4. 2 battles working on the track. Lead battle working in front of me. Gray v. Tenny's. Gray cutting it close to that pipe there, living on the edge. Tenny's literally on the edge. Here comes Dake. Little separation now from 1 and 2. Leo Dake trying to throw his name in the hat here. Reeling it in, JT. Separation to Didi and Villaruz in that 4 and 5 spot. Dake around the outside. Didn't see what happened. I turned away for just a moment. Now we got a 3-way battle working for the number 2 spot. Over the pie corner through the short chute. Dake leading them out in that gray with the yellow wheels. Tenny's and Didi. Little break to Villaruz in the 5. All these guys getting through the lumps. Perfect. 3:05 to go. Gray over to triple now. Here comes Dake. Tenny's. Didi turns in early. Going to tap out. So these guys slowly reeling in. Chris Gray. 16.8 last time by for Gray. Going to back Dake and Tenny's with 15.2 and 14.9. 2:40 to go. Gray throws down 15 flat the previous. Dake with a 14.9. 15.5 for Gray. Here comes Dake. 15.4. There's a 10th. It's 2.1 up front. Another 1.7 back is Tenny's. Watching on a straight. Clear now. Leader through the lumps. Gets through it perfect. Dake on his lid. Marshall on his way. Battle for the 2 spot. Shaping up now. Working onto the straightaway. Tenny's tight to that pipe coming on. 2:10 to go in this one. Gray starting to separate just a bit. The battle for the 2 spot. Working through the lumps. Dake comes up just a bit short on that 3rd lump. The all gray on his lid. Going to lose 1 to Tenny's and Didi now. And here comes Villaruz. 1:50 to go. Battle for the 3 spot now. Dake all over the back of Talon Didi. These guys going in a kicker. Dake a little kiss off the wall. 1:40 to go. It's Gray, Tenny's, Didi, Dake, and Villaruz. Tenny's in front of me, your 2nd place driver. Here comes 3rd and 4th. Didi and Leonard. Tenny's turns in a bit early. Here comes Didi. Tenny's 50-50 grind. Dake trying to go around the outside. 2, 3, and 4. Working through the sweeper now. 1:20 to go. Dake going to tap out literally. Chris Gray on his lid. These guys creeping up. 1:10 to go. Didi and Tenny's kind of got to work together here, reeling Chris Gray. Tenny's turns in early. Didi going to take that spot. Didi to the 2. Tenny's down to the 3. Villaruz to the 4. Dake to the 5. 4 down, 1 to go. These guys starting to separate now just a bit. 50 seconds on the clock. Didi with a 15.5. Tenny's last lap, a little rough. A little crossed up going in that triple section. 35 seconds to go. It's great. Didi, Tenny's, Villaruz, and Dake. Didi throws down his best lap last time by 15 flat. "20 seconds to go. Leader working on a straight. Second place, into the lumps on his lid. Here comes Tenny's in the 3. 9 seconds on the clock. These guys might go one more. Didi a little crossed up. It's going to be close. Keep going, keep going. This is going to be the final lap here. Tenny's and Didi battling for the number 2 spot, working into the triple. Tenny's in that yellow. Didi in the yellow and blue. Over to kicker. Oh, Didi a little bit too much wall there on the triple. Once you cross the line, you will be done. And that's it, all in, all done. Chris Gray, your TQ and winner this evening. Jamie Tenny's going to bring home the number 2 spot. Talon Didi 3, Leo Dake, and June Showtime Villaruz. All right, I need everybody from that previous race out to Marshall, and I will need a volunteer or 2. Please and thank you. It's the final race of the evening.
I can buy a used transformer from Alejandro Vega. He are selling free. And he said, no, I want to order 2 new.
Yeah, I mean, Antonio Noble throwing the body on right now. Here comes Antonio. Thank you to my volunteer marshals. I really appreciate that. Final race of the evening. Let's make it a good one here. Antonio on his way. You guys go ahead, roll him around, do a couple laps. Caution in that double at the end of the straightaway. Please pull off in a safe location when you have completed your 1 to 2 warm-up laps. All right, straightaway is now closed. Let's set the grid here. Oh, you're not feeling it? All right, let's set the grid here. Aiden Horn going to be on that number 1 position. Chase Lemieux in the 2. Ryan Thierfelder 3. Antonio Noble 4. Gavin Miller 5. Right about there is good, yeah. All right, guys. It's the final race of the evening. Modified buggy. Amen. Let's have a little fun. These guys know how to do it on the sound of the tone. Easy in that warm opening lap there. Chase having a look. Thinking better of it. Living the race another day. One and 2 working a perfect lap. Thierfelder trying to stay attached. Not far off. Leaders working that triple section now. Little whip from both of them. Over to kicker and into the lumps. Downside in that third lump perfectly. 30 seconds in, 4:30 to go. The battle's working through that short chute. Horn and Lemieux. Horn in the orange, Lemieux in the red. 1 and 2 down the straightaway now. Third spot still Theo Felder. Noble in the 4. Gavin Miller in the 5. Watching the triple. Go wide into the triple. Wide into triple. Good marshal in there from Leonard Dake. Leaders get around it. Working into the lumps. Horn a little crossed up on entry. Saves it on exit. 1 minute down. 4 minutes to go in this one. Modified two-wheel drive buggy on a Tuesday night at Trackside. We got some of the best to ever do it. Working through the lumps right now. Horn and Lemieux. Lemieux almost turns in just a bit early. A little correction there. 3:45 to go. These guys staying relatively equidistant the whole race. Horn a little 50-50 grind. Lemieux closes that gap. They're nose to tail now. Working on the straightaway. 3:35 to go across the stripe. Into the triple. Horn and Chase. Watching the lumps. Clear now. Leaders coming up on Gavin. Lots of room, please. Two cars. Excellent. It will be coming up on Thierfelder next. 3:15 to go. Excellent. Oh, Horn a little cross up on the lumps. Lemieux over the top. These guys touch wheels going on the straightaway. Lemieux going to take the number 1 spot there. Two down, 3 to go. Horn trying to go for the hero line. Jump it back over, Aiden. Yep, go. Go. Straightaway separation now up front with 2:50 to go. Plenty of time left. Horn going to reel him in. Oh, Lemieux kisses that pipe just a bit. Loses a 10th. Horn closing that gap. 2:40 to go. Thierfelder in the 3. Noble in the 4. Miller in the 5. Watching a triple. Go wide in the triple. Clear now. Halfway down, halfway to go. Matching lap times for the top 2. It's 13:09 for both of them. Lemieux across the line, 13:08. Here comes Horn. 14 flat. Lemieux, 2/10 in his favor. Second place car will be on Antonio Noble if and when. Thank you. 2:10 to go across the line. 13:9, Aiden Horn, 13:6. Horn got that B7 on Proline rubber working into the lumps now. Lemieux coming across the line. A 13.6 of his own. Here comes Horn. 13.6 again. It's 1.9 to gap up front. Aiden just does his best lap of the race. 1:50 to go. Horn trying to get every inch out of the trackside dirt that he can. 13.8 across the line for Lemieux. 13.7 for Horn. 1:40 to go. Horn chipping away at it. Watching triple. Stay close to the pipe. Clear now. 1:30 on the clock. Here comes Lemieux. 14.0. Horn, another 13.7. It's 1.5 up front. Oh, yeah, dangerously close to that trackside tube and over to kicker. 13.6 for Lemieux, another 13.6 for Horn. Leaders coming up on some traffic. First place will be on Ryan Thierfelder. Second place on Antonio. Excellent driving there. 1 minute to go. 1 minute left. Horn takes another couple tenths off. I'm watching a triple. That is broke. 45 seconds to go. Nothing but racetrack between Aiden Horn and Chase Lemieux right now. Lemieux takes a tenth back in his favor. It's 1.2 the gap through the lumps. Little catch of the tire there from Lemieux. Horn, a tighty line coming on the straightaway. 13.8, 13.7. 1.1 up front. 30 seconds to go. Horn pulling out all the stops here, trying to reel in Lemieux. Thank you, Gavin. 20 seconds to go. Another 2 tenths there. It's 8 tenths the gap now. Horn dangerously close to that tube. These guys working on us straightaway now. Lemieux in that red. Horn in the orange. 13.8, 13.8. Matching lap times here. This will be the final lap. Oh, man. Horn must have turned in just a bit early. Looked at the screen for just a moment. Time has expired. Once you cross the line, you will be done. All right. All in, all done. That is it. We're going to end it on that. Whose kid is that? All right. Chase Lemieux taking the win tonight. Modified two-wheel drive buggy. Aiden Horn coming home second. Excellent race there from these two guys. Antonio Noble going to bring home 3. Thierfelder in the 4. Gavin Miller in the 5. If you guys have a tab, please head to the shop right away and get that cleaned up. Adam Grotz turns into a pumpkin at 9:30 p.m. Oh, and if you have not paid for the entry fee for the team associated race, that race. Oh, and for tonight. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking for the team associated race. Either entry fee. If you haven't paid your entry fee for this evening, because we were unsure if we were going to race, please make sure you get your entry paid. And also, if you haven't paid for the team associated race and you are signed up, please go ahead and get that cleaned up as well. The race is basically full. So yeah, we thank you all for coming out tonight, having a little fun on a Tuesday. Tuesday definitely picking back up. It was a good time. Lemieux and Horn put a little show on for you guys. Appreciate that. DeLacy threw down in 21.5 buggy. It's a good night.